If you're struggling with painful wrists because of arthritis and you struggle to perform simple, basic daily tasks, well then this video is for you. Arthritis affects many of our senior population and can be a debilitating condition, especially arthritis in our hands and wrists. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marius Visser. I'm a biokineticist at the Namibian Oncology Center, and today I'm going to show you one exercise that you can do in the comfort of your home that's not only going to alleviate some of your arthritic pain, but also gain mobility and strength in your wrists. So before we get started, it's always a good idea to speak to your healthcare provider just for him to give you the go-ahead for exercise. Having said that, let's begin. So for our arthritic wrists, some of you might have problems placing your hand on the floor, for instance, or doing a push-up up against a shelf, or anything that you do with your wrists. You might feel that you have pain in these joint areas here. Your wrists are some of the weakest joints in your body, especially when we have a fall. We tend to block with our hands, and that could actually lead to fractures of the wrist. We don't want that. So one of the things that we're doing today is we are preparing your wrists. So in case if you do have a fall, heaven forbid, we don't want that. But if in case you do have a fall, we don't want you to fracture your wrists or break an arm or anything like that. So first we're going to find a wall. And depending on how mobile your wrists are in the beginning, we are going to go either a little bit higher. That might be the most you can go, because the idea is I want you to have a flat palm up against the wall. At no point I want you to be able to lift your hand like that. The idea is to get your palm as flat as you can. And the second rule is I want your elbow to be as straight as you can, because this can only work effectively as a therapeutic tool once that elbow is locked out, because I will show you in a minute. So let's say your range of motion is there, and if you start to straighten your elbow, you start to lock it out slightly and you already feel a little pain and dysfunction there, that's fine. You relax the elbow again and you press. This is almost like doing a little mini press up away from the wall. And the rules are your palms has to be flat, and your fingers, I'm going to be very, very nitpicking, yeah, because I know a lot of you out there can only space your fingers that far. I've worked with ladies of mine that their hands have got so much arthritis, they cannot flay their fingers open like that. So I'm going to nitpick and say, use your other hand and open up your fingers as far as you can, especially this thumb of yours. I want that thumb to try to be at least as a 90-degree angle between your index finger as well. So you want that open, and then space those fingers as much as you can. Even if you just have to use one hand at a time, that's fine. Palm flat, and now start pressing with that elbow. Lock it out completely. So I want that elbow completely locked, because then what I want you to do is I want you to twist your arm. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I am actually screwing my wrist so that my inside of my arm is actually now pointing up towards the ceiling. It has turned completely around by about 90 degrees, right up to there. So it's doing this without moving my palm. So this, let me see if I can show you with this hand. I don't know if you can see with this hand. It might look a bit weird. Okay, so I'm keeping my palms flat, I'm keeping my fingers open and my elbow locked, and I'm trying to get this twisted until you can get this to face up towards the ceiling, and bring it back in again and out. All right, if you can't get that because there's too much pain, you cannot straighten your arm, we are going to take it back a level, and all I want you to do is I want you to press yourself away, almost like a little push-up, but keep the arms flat. And on the other side, if you don't feel anything in your wrists, I want you to move your wrists down, because the lower you're going to go, the more tension. You can see the angle now between my wrist and my arm. That's about 90 degrees. That's exactly where we want it. We actually want it a little bit further, but if you can only get up to there, the rule is to still straighten your arm out as much as you can. Flail those fingers out. Okay, and then just a slight bend. You don't have to go all the way in. I just want you a little bit of a bend, maybe 10 degrees. Just unlock the elbow and then push out completely. Now, you can step away from the wall as well a little bit, because when you put body weight, a little bit more body weight on the wrist, this actually works better. Let's say we've done 10 presses and rotate that elbow. Slight bend, push, rotate that elbow up. That's it. Come down, push away, rotate that elbow. And I'm actually starting to feel a slight burn now in my forearms as well. And I'm feeling a lot of tension coming through these wrists and actually into my hands and fingers. That's a good sign. Again, if it's too easy, you move down, okay, and keep that body weight pressing against the floor or the wall. All right, and see how low you can go with your arms, with your elbows straight and your palms touching. All right, and when on the 10th one, after we've done 10 of those press and rotate, we're going to hold it for 10 seconds, arms locked out completely and rotated. And 5. And this is burning. 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know if you can see how low my arms are in relation to my shoulders. I think start with hands at shoulder and then work your way down. Then our bonus exercise we're going to be doing is the strengthening of the fingers and palm muscles. So we're going to be getting into that push-up position. Also very easy. You don't have to stand too far away from the wall, just enough so that you can press yourself away using only your fingers, like that. It's called a finger push-up, okay? And we're going to go for 10 to 15 reps. And you can press and slowly back down. Press and slowly back down. And you'll feel all the muscles in the palm and even coming into the forearms are being worked, as well as we're placing a lot of stress on the joint, which is good. It makes those joints work. And 3, and 2, and 1, and relax. If you like this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below and tell me how your exercises are going. See you next time.